Alrighty, I am testing a couple of things. I'm trying out streaming in 1080p to see if I can do it, if it's just me, or if my internet will decide to flip out and die. And then there's a couple other things which I forget. Hey, brain. So anyway, hello, welcome to, it's basically Hack O'Clock, where I'm going live in the evening doing some weird stuff with hardware. And what I'm doing today is part 2 of this thing where I'm digging into my dragon hoard, aka I've been buying a bunch of scale mail from different companies, that's these things, in order to find ones that are jewelry quality because I'm launching a company to make, believe it or not, jewelry with scale mail. If you go to charmware.tech, you will find this is basically a rebooting of something that I started in 2018 with my first ever charmware things. So basically it's like custom PCBs that do cool stuff. There's some that light up, and the main ones I'm going to be launching first are ones where you can hide micro SD cards inside of your jewelry. And that's a whole, I've never made a small business before, but I'm excited because like once I have this set up, I'll be able to do all kinds of stuff. I'll be able to like give people discounts for donating to cool groups and stuff, which makes me very, very happy, as well as like offering something that I think the world will enjoy. And here's like an example of some of this is a light up one actually, which this is a second, it doesn't work as well. So but this is, you can see actually that I was trying to figure out honestly these are kind of more interesting than the other ones. Like here's a whole bunch of failed ones of the micro SD card sockets. Here's one that I totally toasted on the mini hot plate heater. Here's one. I was trying to figure out the soldering on these so that they would actually hold the micro SD cards properly and not do horrible stuff like whatever this was. And then there's this one where I was like, I accidentally, I forget what I was doing here. I think I ripped it off on purpose. Oh, I was trying to figure out why on some of them the micro SD card wouldn't go in, and ended up figuring out that I needed to just put less solder on, and that was the problem, was that it was like blocking physically the micro SD card from going in the socket. I've got a bunch of other videos about that. You can find them on my social media and whatever. And these are some nice light up ones that I launched around Valentine's Day. I also managed to spill a bunch of yogurt over these prototypes, which fortunately were already ones that I knew didn't work. So I had like a drinking yogurt, and it's a mess. Otherwise, I would have done a video about that. But instead, so this is part 2. I dug into a previous order from the Ring Lord. So basically, I've ordered from Fire Mountain Gems, which were expensive, and I think they were just coming from the Ring Lord anyway, and they had a really high rate of failure in my mind in terms of like quality, where they had a lot of scuffs and scratches and discolored ones. The ones from the Ring Lord are have a lower incidence of that, I think, but they do have another issue, which is where the first set that I dug through last time, which was the anodized and dyed black ones. Let me see if I can find those. Anyway, they had issues with. Oh, I could have just clicked it in the breadcrumbs up there. Oh well. Fewer scuffs and scratches from what I recall. No, there still were. Fewer discolorations. One or more of these were not punched through all the way, which was frustrating. So that was a new failure mode. But I did also discover last time that I had misread one or two of the captions. But then again, like, there were some like slightly misleading photos on the website. I take that, now I know. I'm just kind of like listing out the failure modes so that you know what to look for. So last time I basically went through one whole bag of 100 scales. And the second, and those were all these like black anodized ones from the Ring Lord. And I picked out the ones that were the nicest and put them in my little box for later use. The second set of scales I dug through actually came out much better in terms of success rate. These are painted aluminum, and you can see that they don't have a consistent look on the edge. In fact, they are sort of like consistently not consistent along the edge. If I tilt these, you should be able to see that like there's sort of black and like black painted and bare areas on the sides, which isn't as much of a thing with the Bringlord one, or the anodized and dyed ones. But yeah, the rate of success was much, much, much higher. So from the first batch, these anodized ones, I basically sort of accepted quality-wise for jewelry 40 of them. That's 40%. And these painted black ones, I found that I would happily accept as perfect 71 of them, which is a great start. And then also there were 20 more that I found, you know, like very cool, like nearly perfect close seconds, where I would do like a bit of a discount. And then yeah, I think there were also a few extra, which is nice. Either way, I'm oh yeah, these are the like, oh, these are the non-accepted ones. I think I wanted to show people the non-stamped through one for some reason. Even those are like not too bad, you know. There's like this mainly just like an issue with chipping paint. And so I'm gonna do a few more announcements, and then I'm going to jump into sorting through these new ones from Weave Got Maille. So Weave Got Maille I'm very excited about. They had a little bit of slow shipping. It took like several weeks for them to get here, which is a little bit of a concern, but on the other hand, they have lots of gorgeous colors. They have a pattern that I haven't seen on the Ring Lord, with these like nice gorgeous like hammered texture ones. Where's the here we go. Yeah, like that. And just really beautiful colors. And they also have like, oh, look at that. They also have matched jump rings in the same color. So you can get like the two matched. Also, I was looking at this earlier and discovered they have twisted jump rings as well. Like, look at these. Anyway, I've also gotten ones from spidermail.com, I think it was. But that was more specifically for spiderchain.com. That's what it was. And I haven't ordered from here yet. I've ordered rubber jump rings from them in multiple sizes, and the person is really cool actually. She lives around here in the Bay Area, but doesn't have scale mail, which is what I'm looking for these. But she will make custom sizes of jump rings, which is pretty cool, and taught me a bunch actually about niobium and titanium anodization. So like a really cool person if you're looking for any of this stuff. Oh hey, well, good to see you for a second, Paul. Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna be interviewing Moldovers soon for Hackster Café, and he's been doing some new stuff with the Teensy, which Paul creates, and is gonna be on their blog, I think, in a bit, via my friend David, who like edits that, and I'm gonna be interviewing him. Speaking of Hackster Café, back into the announcements, I did a recent interview with Bunnie Huang on the Hackster.io YouTube page and LinkedIn and stuff. Just a total legend in the open hardware community, does a ton of like privacy enabling and security enabling hardware tools for people. So I'm not going to get into it again right now because I absolutely will ramble, but we did do a lot of fun talking about like infrared filters on cameras and how to hack them. This is an IR filter that I dug out of a webcam, and now I can like look up stuff super close up in near infrared. There was another announcement. Oh yeah, so the other thing that's going on is that on April 16th, I'm doing a virtual concert. Last year I did one through Radio Free Fetty Fest, which is a Mastodon Fediverse group, and so they used to run a constantly running radio show. One of the people who I met through there invited me to do another session this year through NAM, which I think stands for A Network of Hope and Association in Music, but they have like different phrases up here that you'll see like reload occasionally. And yeah, so that's going to be on April 16th. You can find more about the times and stuff via the link in the description and where to watch and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. You can buy that. So, I think that's all the announcements. It'll be on the Indie Beat, by the way, which is a channel that constantly plays cool stuff from the Fediverse and like musical artists on the Fediverse. I realized my sound was on. All kinds of great music videos and interesting animations and stuff from really cool people. So anyway, that's what's going on, and I'm gonna dive in here in a minute and just walk through opening the first, like taking a look at these new scales and also the colors and seeing about counting out 1 or 2 bags to see about the quality. They are more expensive than from the Ring Lord, another interesting note, but if they turn out to be like a high rate of success, that's great. If I end up just like ordering everything from the Ring Lord and you know, discarding the ones that aren't like, for me, jewelry quality, or I'll be selling some of them as seconds, so I think I'll still be able to like make plenty of profit on those, and it's fine. I just, you know, would like to find a very consistent supplier. Also, you'll notice that I have ink stains on my hands, and that's because I just refilled my Pilot Petite one little fountain pen. This is one of my favorite fountain pens in the world. They used to sell them for $3 or $3.50. I think I got my first ones for $2.50 back in like 2008, something like earlier than that, I think. Anyway, just like a tiny, tiny little adorable fountain pen that never dies, and you can refill the capsules or ink capsules with your own inks. So I've got Private Reserve Ebony Blue, I think, in there. Anyway, I thought they were legal lapis. I forget. Which is noodlers, I think. Anyway, so I'm going to be digging into these guys. Let's get it open. And clear off my desk real quick so that we can see what's going on. Here we go. Oh, we're getting some fun artifacting. Let's see what happens if I... Oh my goodness. Well, that's new? That wasn't happening like 3 minutes ago. What the hey? What did I touch over here? Not much, really. Let's see. I'm gonna quit and relaunch the software. Sorry about the jittering. 1 second. That's very weird. Unplug it, replug it in, do your classic IT crowd debugging steps. Troubleshooting. Loosen that cable a bit. Okay, that seems to be working better. It's gonna make me redo my settings. That's fine. Redo my white balance. I don't know why it's flipping out on me today, but that's how it goes. Okay, let's do this again. Are you gonna behave? It's behaving! Yay! Okay, cool. So, let's get it over. Here's basically how I'm sorting these is with these tackle boxes. I've got like, you know, this is the product ID. These are the ones from the Ring Lord. I'm just gonna be sorting out these ones from Weave Got Maille. A wonderful pun, of course. So, let's see. Got this invoice. We got... I'm just doing this on camera, basically, so that I have like a proof area, and also I think it could be interesting to other people who want to make stuff that's fancy with scale mail. And now that I've got this open, I'll actually be able to get started using them. I'm using all aluminum scales for these. Already, it's interesting, there's a difference in packaging, so they've got this... Oh, those are gorgeous. I don't know if you can see the texture on these, but they are just lovely. Can I fix my white balance too? It's delightful. Such a pretty... and they look pretty well. Okay, these are turquoise, large ones. And yeah, they are much more expensive. These come in packages of 25 for what? It says 470 here, but when you actually choose a color and a type... oh, it's because, let's let's see, what is the size for these? I had to convert the sizes between different companies. Let's see, so these ones are large. Oh, it says it on the bag, duh. Okay, so if I like choose large turquoise, which I think is this guy, you know, it becomes, oh, lol, there we go. DS large, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so these guys are actually about $14.75 for 25 of them, which is a lot more money than $10-ish for 100 of them. You know, it's you know, over 4 times as much compared to the Ring Lord. So, but if you look at the finish, they're just delightful. And let's have a look. Ooh, they are covered with color all the way around, including the edges, which the Ring Lord doesn't have. And we'll see how the quality comes out. This one looks pretty good. You know what? I'm actually gonna see about some gloves because I'm noticing that the oils on my hands are, you know, sort of getting into the matte finish on there. The finish is not totally consistent, but I kind of, you know, I don't mind that at all. The finish is kind of like a little, let's see if I can get a better look at it on here. It's got some variegation to it, basically. Is that going to show up? Well, the fact that it's difficult to see on camera, I think, is a testament to how it's not really going to mess with the quality of the jewelry, but I do quite like it. Also, this area of the scale is going to be covered up on the earring by a smaller one that'll be on top. So, let's see. I was going to see about some... I'm just going to handle them by the edges, I think. And just sort them into different qualities. So, this one I think is good. Maybe I'll see what the main issues, any issues that come up are. This one is good, but again, a little variegation. This one is beautiful. Do little piles. This one again, beautiful, but a little variegation. Same. So far, no scuffs or anything. And I think the ones with variegation are just as beautiful, honestly. I'm holding those up to in front of my face. Oh, it looks like maybe it's not just from my fingers that there's a little bit of a sheen on some of them. You can kind of see a boundary here. Maybe not so much over the camera, but I can. I think that that'll be easy to handle. Another thing I noticed with ones from the Ring Lord, this one is not quite, it has a little bit of surface texture, but I'll see about cleaning them or something. The ones from the Ring Lord I noticed come like with the oil residue from stamping them out still, and that is easily gotten rid of by just like, I wipe them off with a cloth. But sometimes they stick together a little bit, like 2 of them will be spooned together. And so that's just something you gotta kind of watch out for. What I really had to watch out for with the Ring Lord was the fact that they really aren't deburred at all. And that was a little bothersome, is that like they've got these sharp ridges on some of them. On almost all of them, actually. This one's beautiful. And so I'm gonna actually get a deburring tool and deburr them manually myself. No scratches yet. There's like some surface. It looks like, it pretty much looks like they were washed and then maybe they like dried with water on them. In that case, there's a couple different things that I can do for that. So I'm not concerned. I think that maybe like washing them with alcohol or something would definitely get rid of any oil residue that might be on the surface. Like here, there's a little bit of surface stuff, but I don't think that that's wear. I think that that's actually just like oil and or surface, you know, water deposit. So really good quality. No like issues with color at all so far. So I'm very excited about these. They definitely do take a long time to arrive, even though they're from the US and I'm in California. I think they came from New York, maybe. This one also has some residue or something. And same with this one. It's almost got like a fingerprint on there too. Okay, cool. So I'm very happy with those. These are like my slightly variegated ones and or surface texture. These are slightly... What was my issue with these? Oh, one of these has a slight scratch. I think that'll buff out too. You know, honestly, these... Okay, so I should separate out actually in future groups, like which ones are variegated in color and which ones just have like little surface stuff that... But I'm gonna apply the same like surface cleaning technique to all of these. It seems like a small amount of time/effort to invest in having a nice result. So let's see. Canary. Oh yeah, I was like a bright... I've got some gold ones from the Ring Lord, but these bright yellow ones I think should be fun. And then we've got some gunmetal ones, like brushed gunmetal. Oh, they're almost like a very light lilac. It's a little hard to see in this light. And then, oh yeah, I got some smaller ones, I think to check sizes and stuff. What are these? Camo color. They're a very, very dark green. This is one of those colors that like the Ring Lord doesn't have. Interesting. No issues with stamping. These definitely don't need to be deburred at all. And I wonder if that contributes to like the surface finish maybe being like better. So, okay. Success. Look at this gorgeous purple. Oh, and I got some hammered ones, hammered black ones. Let's sort through those because that'll be fun. I'm very happy. Okay. So far, this is an extreme success and does confirm my suspicion that like so We've Got Maille, slower, more expensive, like at least 4 times more expensive, but gorgeous colors, even coloring all over the scale. I mean, in terms of like the edges and stuff, there's a little bit of variegation on some of these, but I would say that's maybe like maybe like 5 out of 25, which again, you know, is like a 20% second rate, but that's not so bad. You know, it's 60% second rate on the ones from Fire Mountain Gems and the brushed aluminum anodized and dyed ones from the Ring Lord. So these ones have no scratches, no deburring issues, which is nice, cutting out a whole step there, which is definitely gonna matter. And maybe I'll look at the gunmetal ones too. I'm gonna sort most of these off screen because we don't need that situation, but in my opinion, they have fully earned their tagline, "Where beautiful chainmail begins." Cool. Alright, so let's have a look at these hammered ones. Show me my camera switcher, please. There we go. Okay. So they are hammered on the front, not on the back, or the convex side, I should say. That was a thing that tripped me up with the Ring Lord last time. There were some that said in their description that they were laser etched on the inside, the concave side, but the picture showed them seeming to be etched on the convex side, and that's how I got tripped up. Anyways, let's have a look at these hammered guys. Ooh, that's so nice! Oh, I should do a size comparison as well. Okay, so these are what I'm trying to match. I've ordered some new ones for the new design as well. I'll just compare these. Ha ha ha! Beautiful! My circuit boards are made to match this size, so the fact that these match is perfect. Excellent. And now I'll actually really quickly open up the small package and see if these fellers... This is the camo ones. Let's kick the spammer. Whoa, don't star them. I wish to kick them, please. Ah. I could do that through here, but maybe I gotta go on Twitch. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. That is something I should learn though. Anyway, so these are the little camo ones. They're sort of like the medium size I'm using, and let's see how good of a match that is. Ah, perfect! Excellent! So that means that I can seamlessly continue to use ones from, this is like the Ring Lord. So when you just compare these, you know, you get this like, this is what a black one from the Ring Lord looks like. A lot of them had these kind of like scuffing or scratches type situation. They've got this like kind of rough situation. This is actually, I think, from Fire Mountain, so they seem to be deburred already, but the ones from the Ring Lord directly were not. And then the finish on these is just beautiful. These have a charm all their own. Like, I definitely appreciate both versions, but like when you look at the edge, for example, there's a whole sort of different level of jewelry quality that these look like. So try and do that with a little bit better lighting. See? And then you got that like smooth finish. They're both colored on the back. Some of the Ring Lord ones also were not colored on the back. That was kind of inconsistent. Ah! As well. Like, I think some of them like had notes in the product page about that. So like, you know, if you look at these, minor scratches, some dust, diddly-da. Some scales are thicker than usual. I found that even in the same batch of the same color from the Ring Lord, some of them were different thicknesses. So if you look at these, like there's a couple in there that sort of like are thicker. Right in here. Are those actually thicker or are they just like brighter? No, they're thicker. Yeah. So lots of variation. And so what it seems like is that from Weave Got Maille you're getting just more consistent quality and more sort of a professional sheen. The hammered ones definitely they seem to show less of any kind of surface irregularity from washing or deposits or anything, which makes sense. Like if you've got a hammered surface compared to this very smooth brushed situation, you're gonna get any like thing like that is gonna be much less visible. I don't consider that like an issue at all. Like I think that that's actually a bonus. So all of these look well. Okay, I'll actually look at them one by one real quick up in my face. And try not to show you my desk without my hands most of the time while I like scrutinize these up close. Give me a sec. There's a little color variation, but they're all very black. Like one's a slightly bluer black and one's a slightly like oranger black, you know, slightly more orange. But they all are really nice quality. I'll be looking at the backs as well after the I'll flip them over and just show them to you really quick after this, I guess. But these all look perfect. Haha. Okay, so we have like I'm gonna switch cameras and show the desk because that was a bad idea. I was gonna drop those everywhere. Oh, there we go. Here are the backs of those hammered black ones from Weave Got Maille. They all look really nice. I'm gonna examine the rest of them up close, real quick. Front and back. Yeah, they all look great. You can see the surfaces on those just like perfect bakely. Oh, America Lopez, hey, what's up? I need to get in touch with you. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie, but it seems like one that I should watch at some point. Okay, so we got 5 more of these I haven't looked at yet. They all look beautiful. I think I looked at these ones already, but I forgot. Yeah, I did. But let's just do another quick inspection. These are flawless. This is such a I wrote in the description that I'm like going through a dragon horde, and it really feels that way, you know, both with the like how to train your dragon situation and the like the texture and the like fact of just like um you know, I want to like fill a big bin with them and just scrunch my fingers through. Maybe if I deburr all the like second quality ones from the Ring Lord, so that I won't scratch the crap out of myself, I will maybe have to do like a quick video about those. Here's the camo colored ones. I only got apparently one bag of the small size, but what is this size technically called? It is small. Okay, so and then the ones that there are some tiny ones on the Ring Lord and tiny ones on We've Got Maille that are called Itsy Bitsy, and they seem to be slightly different sizes, but I don't think that'll be much of an issue. These all look pretty good. Man, they make such a fun little noise, like little coins or tokens or whatever. I'll do that in front of the mic. Till dragon time. I'm not gonna stream me going through all of them because that would take forever, and I kind of have to like stretch my hands out 2 feet in front of my face to do. Oh, what's that? Got some variegation on this one. And I'm gonna see if that's like a surface finish thing or if it is an actual color situation. This does seem to be an actual color situation. So as with the other ones, these are anodized aluminum, which turns the aluminum white and matte and kind of porous on the just right on the surface. And then they're dyed. So this one seems to have gotten a slightly less application of the dye. But I'll go through all the rest of these individually, but for now, oh, let's just open up the rest of them and look at the colors. Okay. Because that's the important part, right? And then I'll do a quick little inspection. These being bags of 25 also makes them a lot faster and easier to look at. These are the gunmetal ones. Look how pretty! Oh man. Okay, so there's like on first inspection, those all look good, by the way. And then like they'll be put together like so. The nice thing about this is that like this is the one with the variegation on the back, and the front still looks fine. Even though there's a very slight, this is enough for me to like disqualify it from first status. You see that tiny little thing? Like I've got enough to be able to sell first quality ones at full price and have like discount for seconds. I also want to make these affordable, so there'll be like the first tier, which is like super luxury perfect ones, and then tier 2, which will be cheaper and will have like I have a discount on, and those will be these ones where there's like a teeny tiny little fleck of chipped off dye there and like a teeny tiny surface artifact, and that'll enable me to make them available to people at lower prices as well, because I think it's an important thing. Anyway, what I was getting at was, man, that's gorgeous. Okay, so I gotta see if I can find this diagram somewhere. I came across this a few years ago where it was like, oh yeah, I am also an introvert, so like, you know, for whatever reason, like doing stuff on video online is not an issue for me, but like, especially now, like having gone through a few years of burnout, I'm on the upswing now, and it's like my stamina for social stuff is like so like conferences and whatever, I can spend like 1 to 2 hours and then like, you know, socialize outside of like the conference event for a while, like maybe a few hours more, and then I just like completely faceplant in the evening, just and I have to like manage my energy and make sure that I've gotten food in my face and stuff in like all these special ways. I've actually got a page about that on my personal website. If you go to alexglow.com, you can find my old page that has finally been updated. Link to the new one. But on the old page, you'll find my hair stuff as well with my old FAQ. And I'm updating that in case you haven't seen. There is I'm blue again, and I'm updating my hair FAQ so people can learn about how I do that, because there's sometimes questions. Nobody asks to touch it anymore, which is kind of great. It used to stick up a lot and people wouldn't believe it was soft. But anyway, got tutorials on that. But also in the same little section down at the bottom there, I've got notes on recovering from burnout. And yeah, it's still a process. It's a lot. Anyway, what was the point? Oh yeah! So a few years ago I came across this concept, which is apparently a really, really simplified and sort of like, not necessarily accurate description of the concept of ikigai, but it is a very useful concept nonetheless, even if it's not like an accurate representation of what that concept originally was from Japanese culture. So let me see if I can find the diagram, but it's basically like a Venn diagram, and it's about like finding your ideal sort of career path, and it's an intersection of 4 different things, which are your ability to support yourself on it, like what you can get paid for, what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and what can help the world. So I feel like with this jewelry thing, it's like got all these different things that I'm passionate about, including like circuit board design and like, playing around with really nice little bits of metal and stuff that make nice sounds, and like all these different ways where like I'm reasonably certain that there's enough variety, ongoing like interest to like keep my interest long term. Like this is something where I can define some basic things like options, and I can continue to sell those without it being like a massive amount of effort. And in the meantime, I can also like continue to innovate and add new things. I've got this massive list of like more ideas for things to make and like integrate into this system with the like scale mail compatible PCB. And like I've got all these other designs that are already like in the works and I'm waiting on. I finally submitted the SD card PCBs that are going to be in this same form factor. So this is the older charmware shape. But the new ones are going to look more like this, but have this SD card, micro SD card socket on them to hold data. And like there's enough infinite variety in there because I can make them about all these different themes. Like I started out with roses just to match the light ones, the LED ones, but I've got all these other like types of designs that are based on different concepts and with different types of tools on them and stuff. So there's a million different directions I can take this, and having the ability to have like an online store that I can sort of like expand into whatever is very, very exciting. And they're not just going to be earrings either. Like I'm making like, I won't go into that too much right now, but there'll be, lapel pins and other types of things that you can use this tech with, even if you don't wear earrings. And yeah, there's just like an infinite potential for expansion. So I feel like I've really found that intersection of stuff that I'm passionate about. Oh, here's that diagram on the Wikipedia page. Okay. So I guess this is from this book. Yeah. I didn't realize it goes a little further with the like passion, mission, profession, and vocation. But yeah, like this is basically where I'm going with this whole concept of charmware. And again, that's at charmware.tech if you want to follow. I'm setting up a newsletter for that as well that will show when I finally launch these. Right now I'm in the process of like setting up a small business and like all the logistical stuff that terrifies me with bureaucracy. And in the meantime, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to do this concert on the 16th. So tune in for that. You can find the announcement on Mastodon. There's going to be a mini interview that comes out in, I think, tomorrow, Thursday, because that'll be 1 week from the performance. I'm setting up all my audio stuff. I'm setting up set of lights that will work during the daytime, because usually I do my Space Song Sundays at night, and it's a whole other vibe, so I gotta figure that out. And I'm also trying to record some songs and release those. This is sort of like, I'm using it as a catalyst, because a couple of people have told me that I should put them on actual platforms where people can listen to them, and that terrifies me. But you know, twist my arm, I will bend to the will of the people. Oh no, I'll absolutely use that to like encourage myself to learn more about expanding my skills and recording. So that's what's going on. Thanks for joining, and I'll continue to share my adventures in different scale mail things, and I'll probably put a blog post up on my personal blog on ghost.io. Let me see if I can find that. It is definitely on my website, actually. So if you go to alexglow.notion.site, what was I talking about? Oh my goodness. Oh, my brain. Oh, the newsletter, yeah. You can find my very occasional newsletter at glowahead.ghost.io or via my website. It's very occasional. Like, I think I did a couple in the past year, but I've got a bunch more in drafts. And I'll be putting up my actual results from the Charmware scale mail experiment explorations, where I compare them like I've been doing tonight with the different prices, the pros and cons, shipping speed, quality, etc. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Hack on. I'll see you soon.